Testimony of oath of presenters 1.4, please be advised.
If you are here to present today that you are under oath before the Commissioners Court. 1.5, public comments. We have a public comment by Deanna J. Allen. And this is in regards to a water well permit on Highway 277, Patty Coleman. Just to advise you, ma'am, you do have 3 minutes. However, I do want to advise you that we don't have anything in the agenda regarding a water well permit.
Yes, I realize that. I just want to make voice my opinion and let everybody know that we are going to fight that out there. Patty Coleman lives on 277 just before 191. She's already done all the work to sell water to the oil field. The notice, public notice was in the paper last week. And it's my understanding, I've been back to the water district this morning, that she's already got an attorney. My concern is with the severe drought that we're in, that within a week we'll be without water. Because I know 2 years ago, our well, when we had it surveyed, that it was less than 40 feet deep. I personally, this is nothing but greed. There is no reason for her to sell water for profit when the rest of us are going to be out of water. This is an issue all around Carrizo Springs, all South Texas, because of the drought. So that is my why I'm here. I am going to write letters. I've got neighbors that are writing letters. We're going to fight it. My concern is that I don't know how much money she has as far as hiring or for the attorney that she has already hired. But I was advised that it might be in our best interest for us to also get an attorney.
Thank you, Ms. Allen.
Thank you.
Any other public comment?
Judge, I have one. And I know it's, we're working with the policies of screening of people coming in here. It's hard for the elderly and the regular citizens for them to get familiar with the system, but in an instance like right now what I experienced, this young lady has a wand there. They passed twice through there and it still goes off. She can use that wand just to verify that there's nothing on there. Yet I asked her, why don't you use the wand? And her response was, I only use it for district courts or county courts. Well, I don't think it should be used only for that issue. I believe that it should be used at all times. Myself right now, I always come in with my 3 pins, always on my shirt. Never had an issue with them, and then I've been doing this for years, and I know we just placed the system up, but now I have to take my pins off when they're actually visible. And it's like I always have concerns about going through the personal purses and stuff like that. We discussed this the other day, so I believe that she has something. She can use that one.
Any other public comments? 1.6, approval of minutes of regular meeting September 16, 2024. Actually, I want to make a public comment, just going back to Ms. Allen being up here. Just a public comment, Mr. Garcia, so that the public can be aware. I did receive several phone calls over the weekend in regards to a public notice on the newspaper regarding the Water Conservation District and an issue or possibly concern or a statement made in the newspaper, the local newspaper, regarding a meeting being held today, right now at 10 a.m. regarding that permit that's being requested by Patty Coleman. I do want to clarify to the community of Dimmit that there is no such agenda item that is being heard by the Commissioners Court. That is a completely separate entity. The Water Conservation District is a completely separate entity than the Dimmit County Commissioners Court, and the Commissioners Court is not entertaining or hearing any special items regarding this permit for the sale of water. I just wanted to put that on the record so that our constituents know, because I know that I received a lot of calls over the weekend asking about that meeting. I'm not sure exactly how it came about that it was put on the paper that it was going to be held here at the Annex Courthouse at 10 a.m. Nonetheless, it's not being held right now. Right now we have Commissioners Court. 1.6, approval of minutes of regular meeting September 16, 2024, and special meeting September 23rd, 2024.
Subject to any corrections, so moved.
I have a motion by Commissioner Rubalcaba.
Second?
I have a second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion. We have one abstention, Commissioner Juan Carmona. Let the record reflect that Mr. Carmona is now present. .1 resolution for TDA grant CSA. Do you have that resolution, Mr. Garcia? Can I have that? Thank you. The Texas Department of Agriculture, Texans Feeding Texans Home Delivered Meal Grant Program. Resolution authorizing county grant program year 2025. A resolution of the County of Dimmit, Texas, certifying that the county has made a grant to Community Service Agencies of South Texas Incorporated, an organization that provides home delivered meals to homebound persons in the county who are elderly and or have a disability, and certifying that the county has approved the organization's accounting system or fiscal agent. Whereas the organization seeks to apply for grant funds from the Texas Department of Agriculture to supplement and extend existing services for homebound persons in the county who are elderly or have a disability pursuant to home delivered meal grant program. Whereas the program rules require the county in which an organization is providing home delivered meals and services to make a grant to the organization in order for the organization to be eligible to receive program funds. And whereas the program rules require the county's approval, the organization's accounting system or fiscal agent, in order for the organization to be eligible to receive program grant funds. Be it resolved by the county, Section 1, the county hereby certifies that it has made a grant to the organization in the amount of $175,000 to be paid and used between the 24th of September 24th and August 31st of August 2025. Section 2, the county hereby certifies the organization provides home delivered meals to homebound persons in the county who are elderly and or have a disability. Section 3, the county hereby certifies that it has approved the organization's accounting system or fiscal agent which meets financial management system requirements as set forth in the Texas Grant Management Standards promulgated by the Texas Comptroller of Public Accounts, introduced, read, and passed by the affirmative vote of the county on the 7th day of October 2024. I, Marta Alicia Gomez Ponce, County Judge, sign and authorize this official county document. .1 Approval of bonds.
No bonds.
No action, no bonds. 3.2 Discussion and appropriate action, approval of preliminary replat of 20 acres of property in Dimmit County, Winter Garden Real Estate LLC.
Morning, everyone.
I'm here representing Spearmint Energy, Jimena Lugo.
Hi, Joe R. as well, Spearmint Energy.
We're here to request the approval of the replat of the 20 acres that we previously discussed during the September 16th meeting. I understand that at the September 16th meeting, we were hoping to approve this replat application that we had submitted, but it wasn't communicated well to the other commissioners, so this time around, we hope to send that email to Commissioner Urenda, since we would need his approval for the replat, Commissioner Rubalcaba, since it's her district, to avoid any miscommunication there. And we're here to hopefully approve and go through with this request.
Are there questions of the commissioners?
I have a map here actually I could share.
Huh?
I have a map here I could share. Does that work for you?
It should be on the commission, right there.
Oh, okay, never mind, I found it. We found it.
Does anyone need a copy from us? I have a
We have
physical.
one, yeah.
Sure. So this is actually already replatted land, which we need to replat for just 20 acres so we could buy under our LLC, Winter Garden Real Estate LLC. So we're hoping just to purchase those 20 acres.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Is that the same one for the batteries?
Yes. So our company is a battery development company, Spearmint Energy, and we're hoping to develop this site adjacent to the substation that's there. There's also currently, from another company, already a battery there, so we hope to build right adjacent to that battery in the 20 acres. This development won't happen for another 2 to 3 years. This is just the very beginning of us trying to purchase those 20 acres of the already replatted 40 acres, I believe, right?
It was 40 or 80 that was already platted out.
So we're trying to replat just the 20 acres to purchase. And then down the line, once we have all the development, we do all our environmental studies, understand all the permits necessary, the approvals. Then we'll work with the fire chief, with the county department, and everything necessary, Rubalcaba, since it's her district, to approve the project. We're years down the line, and I just want to accentuate that this is just to purchase the property to begin development activities. We can't begin development activities without owning the land, so this is just the beginning. We'll do, all the communication necessary to develop the land down the road, and this won't be 2 to 3 or 4 years down the road, so.
But you're not asking for an abatement or anything like that, right?
No, all we're asking is to replat so that we can purchase just 20 of the acres from the existing branch.
Don't mind,
Mhm.
what's the company that's there, it's got the battery on
It's called Hunt Energy. Hunt, Hunt. There's another project that I know, Urenda, you mentioned the previous meeting, that there's already another battery project in Dimmit County, but I'm not sure that, I think it's called Sun Solar, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So we're planning to build a similar battery adjacent to the existing one, Hunt Energy.
Because there was another company, but we never approved it, that's why I'm asking.
Do you know the name of the company?
The batteries there in Peoples.
I think the one that,
Yes,
No, we didn't.
no, that's what I'm saying, that, that's the reason I'm asking.
Mhm.
Who's the other company, what was the name of the company? I don't remember approving batteries for anybody.
I'm not familiar with the other company, I just know the one adjacent to the current substation.
I think it's at, on 1556, Commission, by the junior high, where that substation's at, it's right behind that property.
That one was approved with the previous judge.
Oh.
We approved it. Was approved, Commissioner.
Mayor, this is just a replat of the property.
Yeah, like I said, for our other projects, as our standard protocol experiment, we work with the fire county, we work with the county for all the guidelines, regulations. That is years down the road because we're not even close to development yet. For now, we can't really begin development processes before purchasing the land, which is what we're asking today. We can't purchase it downright because it's a larger parcel. We're trying to replat just the 20 acres that we need for our project, and then, be able to begin development activities. Mhm.
And this is for purposes of storing the battery.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we don't generate, the batteries don't generate the energy, we just store. That's why we're adjacent to the substation ideally.
And is there any disposal or any,
Hazardous materials, is that what you're? No hazardous materials from the batteries.
Well, the
I have-
batteries itself is hazardous, but other than, being like, if some, who picks them up, if they're really bad, or how do they dispose of them?
So we have,
If
so
you have that
after,
issue.
yeah, so these projects will be decommissioned, like, or Joe, do you want to take this question? Joe's actually an expert in this, so I'll let him handle it.
The batteries are containerized, so if you can imagine, you guys, maybe you've seen them, but it's like a semi-tractor trailer, it's a storage unit, you know? So when the battery's no longer economical, it's gonna be picked up and hauled off and all still contained in that container. So hopefully that answers your question. but-
Yeah, 'cause I saw an accident on the news one time. It just happened really, maybe about 2 weeks ago, where a truck flipped over on the side and it was carrying batteries, and then it created an explosion, and then it created, hazardous fumes around the area. So that's my concern. If anything in there, I know that our temperatures run high here in Carrizo and basically South Texas. What is the percentage that it's gonna, we'd say, there won't be a short or something like that, or contact with another one?
I mean, I can't give you a percentage, you know, but what I know is that these batteries have come a long way over the years to
Well, I
where,
understand, but there's always that one time, you know,
yeah, I had not heard about the accident where there was a fire during transport.
it exploded, and luckily the fireman wasn't near there, so.
Well, as Jimena mentioned, I mean, you as the fire chief here, I mean, we need to lay out the fire management plan. You know, we've got an existing project and a created fire management plan. I thought it could be that you've got one in place already, given the existing projects. If you don't, we're happy to set that up with y'all.
'Cause, again, I wasn't aware about this through the fire department, since I'm the fire chief. I just came about to know when, it was brought in a couple of weeks ago.
So I just wanted to mention too, like, if there is already an existing plan in place with the county, we're happy to follow it. For another project that we have in Texas, it's over in Odessa, we have another emergency management plan, and we work with the fire department. We have like almost like an alarm system. If any temperature rises, it almost sounds like, it's like it sends like a signal to the fire department in order for them to check on it. We have O&M scheduled, like regular maintenance scheduled. Amanda's always on site checking out this battery. So those are all the safety measures that we take with our other projects. But you know, if the county has anything else that they prefer that we take or that they want us to take, then certainly we'll take it. You know, that's our plan. But like I said, years down the line. I'm sure also when it comes time to applying for this, there will be better, like, or maybe not better, but it may be existing, if it doesn't already exist, guidelines to follow that the county feels comfortable with, but yeah.
It's probably, it's probably worth mentioning that it is a little bit rare to be asking for a replat. It's pretty common for these agreements with the landowners to be a long-term lease, which place you get a lease with the landowner, do the multi-years of development work that Jimenez referenced, and then you start working with the county later in the process. It's unique here. I mean, we can't do our development work until we have the rights with the landowner. And it's unique that we're buying the land up front instead of getting a long-term lease or an option to buy the land. So that has us up in front of you all a little bit sooner than normal. But what we'll be sharing as we move forward is the project size, the overall investment size of the project, what that would mean from a tax revenue perspective, what that means for an emergency management plan. So happy to answer whatever questions we can right now. But again, the replat's a little unique that it has us here that early.
I have a question.
Yep.
Based on what you just said, what you just mentioned, this is private property, and this is obviously a contract between your company and the property owner. At this point, why would you be requesting a replat from the county? If it's private property, I would understand if you were, let's say, building an adjacent road to a county road, and it would affect the county's operation in any which way, but being that this is actually a state road, 2688 is a textile state road. County has nothing really to do with that road. Even utilities would have to go through textile. Why would you be requesting a replat from the county at this point?
Yeah, we'll both answer this question. I think council's not here right now. I think I would just say that it was pretty questionable to us whether or not any action was necessary from the county. So I know that you brought paperwork. You can probably step in, but it could be that you all feel that there's nothing required actually, in which case it'd be nice for you to sign something to that effect.
So,
The attorney that joined me last week, Melissa, she was here with you.
She said it the last time, you remember? She said that their policy and
The way that the government requires,
So it's their
or
policy.
requires, correct?
That was my question.
Yeah, we brought the paperwork in case it's not needed, but we wanted to give the courtesy, if it is needed,
Understand.
we need approval. If we don't need it, I brought the paper, but, you know, we're just covering all our squares.
Trying to be upfront and over communicating.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and this is just my opinion, but if they're, like I just mentioned, if the county doesn't have anything to do with that, other than it being within Commissioner Humacao precinct, I would not, and the fire department would be involved once the project would be in process to start or to be approved. I don't see why, I don't see an objection on my side for them to move forward with their replat process. But that's just my opinion.
Did you get a permit already for the entrance from the highway? You haven't gotten it?
No, that's too early. Like he mentioned, we can't start any activity and we can't begin development activities until we have rights to the land. Once we have rights to the land for our own company, then they give us the green light. Okay, now we can move this project forward. We can't do so until, it's like, we can't put all this time and effort into a project that we don't know we can even sign. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, we approve it. Before you even start, we want to see all the documents.
Oh, of course, definitely. And if there's
From the
any,
state, if you got permission to for in and out and everything else, otherwise we'll resend the motion if it goes through.
absolutely. And like I mentioned, it's in our protocol to share everything necessary. We want to be as transparent as possible. We want it for not only to benefit the company, the landowner, but also the county. If there's any specific ways in which you all like to do things that our attorney hadn't already found in the ordinances, then please let us know. But we're trying to understand what the county has already have in place so that we can do this, the way that you all prefer.
One last question, is there any streams or rivers near the area to where if it ever breaks down, it'll flow into the river?
No. So no, there's no floodplain, there's no waterways, which is part of the reason that we like this parcel, right? Because it's free of any of that. Part of our due diligence process that we do once we own the land down the line is we do a bunch of environmental assessments. That's also part of our protocol, part of the battery protocol. And in terms of the battery breaking down, these things are not going to break down and start flowing away. They're carefully built, and we'll have invested a lot of our capital on these projects and make sure that doesn't happen. I mean, there's a decommissioning plan that comes with every single project, and everything is really thorough. Yeah, so.
I understand all that they're built safe and everything else, but there's always that one time that something happens. And that's the one I'm looking at.
Right.
You can say it's 100% proof, but there's always that 1% that something's gonna go wrong.
Right.
That's why I like to be safe,
Right.
because we represent the community, and if something goes bad, they're not gonna say you all, because the commissioner's court approved.
Right.
So that's the reason I asked this question, because I wanna make sure that it's safe.
Right, no, we understand. I hope that the brochure that I passed around, it has our website there. I also hand wrote, because I forgot my business cards, but I hand wrote my name, number, and my personal email. If you have any questions, we'll be in contact a lot in the upcoming years once we try and permit this project and once we find out more information of what's necessary. If there's any questions that you may have, I'm sure we'll be very familiar in the next coming years. So feel free to, I'm happy to give a conference about it, a conversation about it. So, yeah.
My motion.
And you guys are out of Miami?
So we're headquartered in Miami, but our developers are pretty much remote. I mean, Joe's in Kansas, a lot of our team's in Minneapolis, but we're headquartered in Miami. I'm located in Miami.
Judge,
Yes, sir.
my motion would be go and approve it, but subject to getting all the information that legal or Excel needs in order for them to proceed.
I have a motion on the table from Commissioner Juan Carmona. The motion stands as, his motion is to approve subject to further documentation in regards to the legal aspects of the replat.
Second to one.
I have a second by Commissioner Urenda. Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? We have one absent vote, which is Commissioner Noguera.
Thank you. Nice to see you all. We also brought donuts. They're on the second floor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
3.1, discussion and appropriate action approval for the 365th Clerk Melissa Garcia to attend the 48th Annual Education Conference, October 29th through November 1st, 2024 in Montgomery, Texas.
Good morning.
Just to clarify, Ms. Garcia, you're driving from Eagle Pass to the airport, and then from the airport you're flying
Yes.
to Montgomery, Texas?
Yes, it's about 5.5 hours.
What's a 5.5 hour drive?
If I were to drive from Eagle Pass, it would be like 5.5 hours, 6 hours to get to Montgomery, Texas.
Go ahead.
You're asking for a reimbursement?
I saw that they put it like that, but it's not a reimbursement.
That's what you got here, reimbursement.
I noticed that when they scanned it to me this morning, it's not a reimbursement. Well, reimbursement for the hotel and the airport, that's what it is.
But we're not doing reimbursements anymore, so just for you to
Okay.
tell the judge that from now on, all the reimbursement will be after.
So for the hotel, because you have to, and the registration, it's in October. This conference is always in October, and they never let me put it on the agenda. They never let me put it on the agenda until after October 1st, and these things have to be paid before October 1st. So how would I go about that?
So we're only asking for 477?
Yes, that's right.
That's
And
the
that's
400, no, 477 is a third of the county.
Yes.
If you can see on her request voucher, the total amount is about
It's divided.
$1,200 is the total amount for her travel. However, it's divided amongst the 3 counties.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Noguera.
Second.
Have a second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion, yes.
For the record, they told us it's not a reimbursement.
I have a question. Well, it's a partial reimbursement because I had to pay the airfare up front and reserve the room up front. So that's why I was asking, how do I do it in the future? Because this conference is it's in October, and I can't put it in the agenda until October 1st because of the new budget. So how would I go about that?
There's
That's
no
my-
actual way you can get ahead. It have to be a reimbursement.
That's what I'm saying. So for next year, that's why I want to get clarification for next year.
It's because she has to book the airfare ahead she's saying she has to book the airfare ahead of time. I mean, technically she doesn't have to, but if you want to get it cheaper, you want to get it before. And so she's saying, how is she going to get reimbursed next year if she has to wait till October 1st to do it, is what she's saying.
Okay. The motion.
Other questions?
No? I would say, if possible, well, again, I don't know if it's possible or legal, but maybe putting the travel with the stipulation of adding your paperwork on there. If it didn't, like if it begins October 1st, try and get it from the previous budget.
If I could,
I mean, that's what I would try and do.
I have tried.
You try?
It's not approved that way, because Mr. Pereira's office requires
Yeah.
all the information, and she can't get
Well,
you that
that's what I'm
information.
saying, but even if
Commissioner, this commissioner's court has never approved for us to approve people to go on trainings if there's not an agenda or there's not anything to support it, and she can't get that a years in advance.
I understand, Judge, but we get our notices ahead of time. So I don't see no different for any other department.
Like I get it months in advance, but
No, I understand, but I'm just
It's
telling
not
you
that
what
I'm
we've
trying-
done.
I'm trying to do something that is not legal. All I'm saying is, we get notices of our trainings ahead of time, we submit the paperwork, but on her case, being that it ends in the fiscal year, if she has her information ahead of time, why can't she just put the travel for the upcoming event?
And that you can do that, and we do that, but get it approved in September, but we just don't pay it until
you
October.
pay it until October 1st.
Yeah,
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
yeah.
So there's
No,
a way
I understand,
to do
I just think, yeah.
Yes.
But everybody thinks that October 1 is when you have to get it approved, but no, you get it approved in September,
He has his own.
and you don't get
rules.
anything until October.
Okay.
He has his own
There's a
rules.
difference.
I mean, regardless of what
Right,
we
is that
do,
right?
Yes, that's why.
Well, that's what we do.
as long as it's legal.
Mr. Ortiz, I know it's in the fiscal year, on the travel request forms, the paying back, has everybody paid back the travel request reimbursements?
Not
It's a
every,
new fiscal year,
not everybody.
we can always start approving travels.
Okay.
We're taking care of that. We're actually notifying everybody who's delinquent to,
'Cause I know last year we brought it up.
yeah, but we are on it on a regular basis.
You're done, Ms. Garcia, thank you. 3.2, discussion and appropriate action, approval of order adopting procedures for abatement of a public nuisance code enforcer.
Good morning. Did y'all receive a copy of the proposed policy?
I'm trying to see if it's on here. It's on the thing, Mr. Carmona.
Give me a second, sir.
Okay, yes,
I'm learning this
yes,
thing.
take your time.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm proposing some procedures for the abatement of a public nuisance. and I'm going to briefly define a public nuisance. A public nuisance is keeping, storing, or accumulating refuse on premises in a neighborhood unless the refuse is entirely contained in a closed receptacle. Or keeping, storing, or accumulating rubbish, including newspaper, abandoned and/or junk vehicles, refrigerators, stoves, furniture, tires, or cans on a premises in the neighborhood or within 300 feet of a public street for 10 days or more, unless the rubbish or object is completely enclosed in the building or is not visible from the public street. It is also defined as maintaining premises in a manner that creates an unsanitary condition, maintaining a building in a manner that is structurally unsafe or constitute a hazard to safety, health, or public welfare because of inadequate maintenance or unsanitary conditions. Or surface discharge from an on-site septic system as regulated by section 366.002 of the Texas Health and Safety Code. That is a brief definition of a public nuisance. And the purpose of these procedures is to protect and enhance the desirability and the aesthetic character of residential and commercial neighborhoods in the unincorporated areas of Dimmit County, and to control and abate certain conditions which lead to neighborhood blight and are detrimental to the overall health, welfare, and the safety of the citizens of Dimmit County.
So essentially what Mr. Gonzalez is asking of this court is that we approve the procedures adopting nuisance, which would give him the authority to contact, or if he needed to contact the sheriff's office, but it gives him the authority to be able to issue out citations as per those, pursuant to those Texas Health and Safety codes and other governmental codes regarding nuisance for individuals that are violating such codes.
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Gonzalez, when are you going to get certified for court enforcement?
It actually takes 12 months for me to be eligible to take the code enforcement state exam.
Okay,
So that,
can you be enforcing this if you're not certified?
yes, the only issue is I cannot be called code enforcement officer. I have to be called code enforcement designated representative. But as far as the citation is concerned, I cannot issue the citation just yet. I have to refer them to the Dimmit County Sheriff's Department to issue the citation. And then they get referred to a JP's office. And once we have a hearing, because the issue is not taken care of, then the individual can be fined $50 to $250 per day for not abating the public nuisance.
So in order for an individual to get the citation, you have to call the sheriff's office?
That is correct, after the 30 days.
This essentially will authorize him to give a notice to the homeowner or the landowner, advising them that they have violated ordinance of nuisance, and then he has to go back in 30 days. If they have not rectified it or corrected or resolved, then he calls the sheriff's office.
Right. I have to allow them 30, we have to come up with a plan, a 30-day plan for them to address the issue and clean up the property.
Go ahead.
So right now, all these people that are littering, are they actually getting cited or?
The littering issue is,
Well, I mean, I would say like, I guess, nuisance of trash and stuff like that.
okay, yes, the issue of littering, that has criminal penalties. So I am addressing that issue. Once I make the case, then I refer the case to the sheriff's department. And then the deputy determines whether or not there's probable cause to issue a citation, depending on the size of the trash.
But it's still trash.
Correct. If it's under 5 pounds, it's a class C misdemeanor from 5 to 50. Class B from 50 to 500 Class A. Anything over 500 pounds becomes a felony offense.
And they all call the people to come pick it up.
Yes, sir. When we find the individual responsible for it.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
So, Mr. Gonzalez, these cases end up in JP court or county court, or depending on the class of misdemeanor?
On the issue of a public nuisance, they end up in JP court.
In JP court?
They end up in JP court, and if the JP determines that the public nuisance did not get taken care of, and a citizen will request a hearing, we have a full-blown hearing, and it's still, if it's not taken care of, ultimately, the Commissioner's Court has the final say-so.
Danny's the one that advised him to put this before Commissioner's Court. That's why he put it. He's at his office.
And then I have a sample of the complaint form and the notices that could be sent out if y'all would like to see them.
So, can I ask one more? How would this affect your actions taken within city limits and on a state road, for example?
It has to be the unincorporated areas of Dimmit County,
Okay.
totally outside the city limits.
Just county roads and
All
county
county
parks?
roads, county parks, county
That's
parks.
his jurisdiction anyways. He can't
Right.
be within the city limits.
It's the unincorporated areas of Dimmit
Gotcha.
County.
Other questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Hernandez, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Gonzalez. 3.3, discussion and appropriate action, approval of purchase of building located on 100 North 4th Street, Carrizo Springs, Texas, the Petrie Building.
What's the building going to be used for?
Currently, there has not been a dedicated decision as to what that building is going to be used for, Commissioner Noguera.
On the motion to table.
You're requesting to table for what purpose? Just so that I can have it on the record.
Did we get the correct information? I am not going to approve another building. We need a building for the previous courthouse for Mr. Gonzalez and Mr. Garcia. I asked the court to purchase the building for them. They said no. Then I asked the court to purchase the building for Precinct 4, JP, and the constable. And they said no. Apparently now the building is being bought either for Mr. Pereira's office or I don't know for who. But I think that if we're going to purchase it, it needs to be used for either Mr. Garcia, Mr. Gonzalez, or somebody else.
Second that motion.
I have a motion to table by Commissioner Noguera, second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Any further discussion?
I have, Judge, for transparency reasons, I understand that it's important that we state if possible, what the buildings would be used for, because as soon as we walk out of this court, people will be asking, why did you buy that building for? And if we don't have an answer, it kind of makes it seem like we're just buying it just because it's there. So if we do know what it's going to be for, it'd be good to make a statement and say, we bought it for X reason. That's just for transparency reasons. That's just my opinion.
Other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.4, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from County Extension Agent Ms. Alyssa Cruz for the month of September 2024.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Attached to my report, I included a few educational program flyers on there. The one we have coming up is the multi-county water road screening, which will be held this week, October 9th. And then the Dimmit County Youth Fishing Day, that will be held Sunday, October 13th, and that one's just open to the community. Soil testing campaign, that'll be going on from October 16th through the 30th. And then the Chapalala Wildlife Management Area Field Day, that'll be held on November 1st.
Questions?
Ms. Cruz,
Yes,
right?
yes.
On the Dimmit County Youth Fishing Day, is it a catch and release, cause I don't see it, or are they gonna keep the?
It's a catch and release.
I don't see it on the flyer.
He said it's not open.
It's just a word to catch and release.
I don't see it.
Well, there's also a sign there at the lake, or the, I guess you could say lake, that it's a catch and release also. We have to.
The actual word catch and release is not on the flyer, but
It's just an educational
education.
opportunity for you to come out and learn how to fish.
Okay. Well, I couldn't see it, so.
maybe for future
Yes,
reference.
I'll
if
go
you
ahead
can-
and include it.
Yes, I can dispute my fish.
He wants it to say catch and release. Go ahead.
Ms. Cruz, I really appreciate y'all doing this for the kids, for the community. If there's, I know I've offered to help however possible, but if there's anything you need, canopies or tables, whatever, please let me know so we can assist those.
Yes, thank you.
Other questions of Ms. Cruz? There are no other questions. I'll entertain a motion to approve her monthly report.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, second by Commissioner Noguera. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Cruz.
Thank you.
3.5, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from FCH agent Ms. Carissa Munoz for the month of September 2024.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners.
Good morning.
In my September report, I also included the flyers that we of events that we have going on. The first one is the Dimmit County 4-H Food Show. It'll be at the end of this month. And we are currently doing food and nutrition workshops. We have about 3 scheduled. We already had 2. And we have about 20 kids participating right now. And the kids who make it to qualify for district, it's now confirmed that the 4-H district some contests are going to be held here at the arena in April. So that's something very exciting that's never happened before. Alyssa and I have tried really hard to kind of bring that to our community. So it'll be about, I think we have 20 counties in the Southern District that will be participating in that in April. The next one is we have another fall garden series. This is the first time we kind of offer it in the fall. We usually do spring garden series. And the coalition has donated their time and volunteered to plant, and we already have things growing in the garden. And with this class, we're hoping to add in 4 more raised beds. The next one a walking club that we're gonna start every Wednesday at 9, open to the community. We decided to do this, and I'm gonna introduce my colleague here in a little bit who's gonna be helping with this. We had a conference, our fall faculty conference last month, and some of the data that was given to us was kind of very concerning regarding our county. We're leading, the 20 counties in our district, we're leading as number 1 in diabetes and hypertension. In on our food environment index, we are pretty low. So a lot of those things are the reason why we're bringing a bunch more programs to our community starting this October with the new fiscal year. And one of the first things is going to be this walking club, hoping to get more people interested in physical activity there at the Dimmit County Lake, just because we want to bring that down. Our diabetes prevalence needs to go down. So this is our first step towards that action. And then the last one is also a cooking well for diabetes. People with diabetes can attend this class and learn how to create more healthier recipes. And that'll be starting October 30th at the Methodist Church. So we're trying
Is
to...
that diabetes course at the Methodist Church an actual cooking class, or is it just informal?
It's both. So it's information, and they'll be able to participate in cooking the recipes as well. And they'll go home with like a recipe book after the series finishes.
And that's open to the public?
Open to the public. And thankfully, the Methodist Church is donating that space because it's more central for people to get to. We're hoping to have a good turnout. And so those are the ones happening this month. And then I'm going to introduce my colleague. This is our other agent that joined us. This is the first time we're formally introducing her, but she started in January. And I believe Judge has met her. I'm not too sure if other commissioners have, but I'll let her introduce herself and her title.
So, hi, good morning. My name is Julieta Leja. I am a multi-county extension agent, the Better Living for Texas extension agent with Texas A&M AgriLife. And what I do is promote nutrition, physical activity, and gardening. So we have various programs for that.
And we've already partnered together on like one program here, which was in the summer, was a Learn, Grow, Eat, and Go curriculum that we presented at the Dimmit County Library during their summer reading program, which was pretty successful. The kids were very excited. We put 2 raised garden beds in there, so they'll be able to conduct that series whenever they want to now. Hopefully every summer we get to do it.
Any questions of Ms. Munoz?
Motion to approve.
Go ahead.
Ms. Munoz and Ms. Cruz, with all due respect, but our policy states that you bring the reports beforehand, and even so you can put on here. Next time we're gonna request that they not be accepted. As you all know that we have always not all that.
Yes, we understand. We did submit our reports on time. We just didn't provide the copies, so that's why we gave them here now. But we made the deadline last week. And another thing I forgot to mention was the county annual report is also submitted with our reports there, and it has all 3 of the programming information that we've done over the past year.
Thank y'all for everything y'all are doing for the community. You and Ms. Cruz and newly appointed, but thank y'all for what y'all are doing to keep the community and the kids engaged in these activities.
Thank you. I have a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.6, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from Rodeo Arena Event Coordinator, Ms. Jasmine Rangel, for the month of September. Ms. Rangel is out today, so I am going to request a motion to table. Motion to table by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
Second by Commissioner Odena. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.7, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from Constable Precinct 2, Mr. Andres Arambula and Joey Rivera for the month of September 2024. I'm going to request for a motion to table. Mr. Andres Arambula advised our office that he was not going to be available today.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.8, discussion and appropriate action. Monthly report from Constable Precinct 3, Mr. Robert Valderas Juventino Torres for the month of September 2024.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
Looks like you were busy, huh?
Yes, sir.
Questions of Constable Valderas?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Odena. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Constable.
Judge, can I say something? I know recently in the past couple of weeks, we've been having a lot of major accidents. Mr. Carmona can confirm. 83 was without a semi rollover. And the concern we're having is, of course, one, Catarina is a very dangerous curve. And this is going on a daily basis. We're losing lives, major injuries. Another concern as well, I know I talked to Mr. Carmona about this already, is when we're responding to these calls, citizens have total disregard for law enforcement, first responders, getting on the rear end of emergency vehicles, vice versa with us while we're directing traffic. We're out there every day on a daily basis, directing traffic, making sure we're keeping everybody in line. But I know Mr. Carmona had a little concern with an individual. Yes, that individual was wrongful when he did to the fire department, but at that time, we only had 2 deputies on scene. We had one on one end, one on the other. Our main focus on that point is traffic. If we have more individuals at that time, we could address that individual or try to identify the individual to make contact with them at a later time. But our sole purpose on that job is to make sure we stop traffic or we move in a slow manner to protect first responders on scene. Because if we're not there, we have semi-trucks, 2-ton semi-trucks going at 70 miles an hour, bypassing us, which at times, while we're directing traffic with our traffic vests and our flash light, they're not stopping. We're having to hit a horn or yell or scream or whatever we have to do to stop these individuals. It's just concerning, and I know that it's being recorded, and I would hope everybody would be seeing this, just like the rule states, you see emergency lights, slow down, move over. Because it's very concerning. I've almost got hit a couple of times last week on 83. A couple of other deputies have concerns as well. But our main concern is that Catarina curve. And of course, it's 20 miles away. We can't send all our resources that way. We still have a responsibility to stay within Carrizo Springs and protect the town, or respond to any other calls that are in the area. So I just wanted to bring it up to the Commissioner's Court that this is the issue and concern we're having right now.
Thank you, Councilman.
Mr. Valderas,
Yes, sir.
with all due respect, you're saying that they go by. Are you citing them? Are you citing anybody that's interfering?
I understand what you're saying. When I said that we have one deputy, he cannot leave that spot.
Let the sheriff in here, please.
So this is what I'm getting at, sir. If I'm directing traffic on the southbound lane by myself, and I'm trying to hold traffic, I cannot, I understand the individual passes me, I cannot leave my spot and jump in a truck and go
I
after them.
understand, but
If we could get their license
we
plate,
have plenty of officers to assist you.
at times we don't, sir. And the sheriff will contest to it because, like I've said, in Catalina, we can't send all our resources out there. There could only be 2 deputies. Yes, DPS is on scene, but they're working the crash. They're not gonna leave unless they have plenty of resources to assist.
My concern is that you're right, you're all in risk. But if you put an officer about quarter of a mile from where the accident is and start stopping people, that'll slow them down. And
we
that
will.
will protect the first responders.
I-
He's saying that sometimes there's no deputy, about 1 deputy there.
No, no,
at the
we
exit.
have at least 1 or, no, I'm not saying 1 deputy, sir.
What did you
What I'm
say?
saying is 1 deputy on one side of the highway.
That night I did
Yes.
have one there, the other ones were here in town. So his deputy assisted mine with the traffic, we can't keep them too far apart because we don't have radio communications to try to get them, 1 lane at a time. It was right at the curb.
I understand,
Right at the curb.
If you would park them further back, they would have to stop because all the traffic is being stopped.
Well, they're being stopped, but if we go further
No,
back.
but he's saying that
No,
they
there's
can
no, yes, when we are moving them too slowly, sir, when we are moving them too slowly, there's individuals that just don't care. They're not going 30
That's where you
miles.
cite them.
How? Let me ask you that.
But now you're playing the traffic law.
I understand that, but if it's just me, right here, sir, And if
That's
that's-
what I'm saying, where, can you get other officers or
We-
constables to
well,
assist them?
Well, I mean, I can do that, but I want to take everybody from town and keep them over there in the
They
traffic.
have marshals here.
May I say something?
If an emergency arises, they got the marshal there.
This happened at night, it's fine.
Sure.
It happened.
Let me relate to Mr. Valdera's comment. The thing was that there was plenty of officers there, highway patrol, your deputies, there was about 2 or 3 deputies, and the constable. My concern was that the constable was asking for all the information. So we're relaying all the information to him, thinking that he's gonna pull him over or something. We even stopped where the constable was and told him how many cars that truck was behind. So there was a long line of trucks already set up. The troopers asked me, do you want us to go sighting? I said, yes, I'll do the complaint. Then I said, but no, never mind, because the constable is gonna take care of it. He got all the information. So there's about 5 or 6 DPS officers. They offered to help us, but I took it on the insinuation that the constable was gonna do his job and citing. I know we're about traffic, but you gotta think of us coming from Carrizo, going over there, and they struck right on their bumper and flipping us off. What happens if he pulls out a weapon? Then I called it way ahead of time.
I understand that, sir.
But am I?
I'm confused because you're saying one story and the constable.
No,
saying
that's the
different
story I'm
story.
sticking to.
So my deputy had 4 other people with him, or 2?
I'm sorry?
My deputy was with another person?
The first deputy was over here by
Which is
close
my
to
deputy.
2688.
That was my deputy.
And then there was, a deputy was there, I don't know what number it was,
Okay.
like
But he
2688.
was by himself.
Then there was a deputy close to where the traffic was.
But he was by himself, sir.
But yes, but what I'm saying is, why ask for all the information if you're not gonna follow through? We even stopped where we was at and delayed the.
Yeah, I understand, sir. So when we're trying to get information, we're trying to get information on the vehicle, try to get the plate, because if we are by ourselves and we cannot get it, at
My
least we have. the
fireman
information.
told him the information and what kind of truck it was and everything.
Yes, it was a black.
Yes, and of
Audi
course,
truck. Yes, sir.
I could have sent a trooper. I mean,
Then
not
that's-
go-
you don't
that-
understand.
no, but you don't understand. You're saying that your deputy, I can understand if he can move. He could have told us right there and then, I can't move to go side this
He
man.
did, sir.
No,
He-
no, we
I-
did, we did not.
You know what, sir, I followed up on your, on
But
the issue.
that's fine, I
But
mean.
no, I did follow up, sir, and my deputy said, you said he got the script, he said, sir, I thank you for you got the information, and said, but have a lot of traffic in front of me, and you replied by saying, it's understandable, and yes, sir.
No, we never said that.
We could talk about it later, sir, and I have the video.
Anyway, my
Go ahead,
question was,
Commissioner, and then-
my question was, maybe I misunderstood you. Like you said, it was you and the constable.
No, sir.
When we first, it was only one officer, one deputy, and you and the constable.
Yes, sir.
Correct?
What-
So
what I-
that's why I called the sheriff.
No,
and
I
said,
get you, I
"What's
get you.
going on?"
So,
But that's the wrong information that I mean.
No, what I'm trying to get, yes, sir.
Misunderstanding.
Sorry for interrupting, but my concern, what I'm trying to get at is, I was on one accident one day by myself. The next day, which is the day later, there was another accident in Catarina the night of the National Night Out in Catarina. Deputy Josh Garcia or Sergeant Garcia responded, my deputy Gugino responded, DPS responded, but they worked the crash. So those are the only law enforcement officers that were on scene. So our concern now turns to traffic.
Well, Josh was on one side and Tino was on the other side blocking traffic. They just had one lane open and
So he wasn't by himself.
Tino was by himself on one side and Josh was on the other side.
Right.
That we can't have them both in the.
Right, correct. So
He
that's why,
was,
that's
yeah.
why I'm asking.
He was
Because
by
you
himself or he
say I
was
was
bad?
by myself, I tend to think we're the rest of the officers.
But
If I would tell you that, you would think, well, wait a minute.
Oh, but by myself, I mean,
Yeah, you're
where I'm
being-
working right now, if I'm here by myself, I'm by myself. I mean, the other deputy's by himself.
Well, but you didn't say that, correct?
That's what
You would say, I was working by myself, but you didn't say this, I was working by myself.
It's not a
Then
hiding
another
part.
then correct me if I'm wrong, right?
Well, that's
And
There
I
should be no reason for
am
anyone.
thinking that he's by himself out there, nobody else
that's
is
around,
around.
sir.
Yes, Judge, if I make her, like, don't worry about it, but I'm looking at you, Judge, and you're laughing. But it's, and this is a
I don't
serious topic.
understand what you're talking about, Commissioner. I'm trying to understand what he's saying.
May I do?
What?
I'm just gonna, it's hard, it's easy for somebody like me, I'll use myself, to try to tell you how you should have done your job up there. Especially because I wasn't there. And I understand both points. I understand Commissioner Carmona's frustration. I mean, it is frustrating when you're trying to address an issue on an emergency level and people are driving by, flipping you off, or holding you off, or cutting you off, whatever it may be. At the end of the day, we need to understand that these situations just make everything 3 times harder. And there's a possibility we'll end up with a worse situation than what you all already encountered out there. I respect what y'all do. I'm not gonna sit here and tell y'all how to do your job. All I can ask is that we please work together. I know if you're shorthanded, you're shorthanded. You cannot leave your post because it's a safety concern. And at that point, you have to make the call, or the sheriff has to make the call, or the chief has to make the call. It's your call. You're gonna prioritize safety or go address a guy that just made an obscene gesture to one of our responders. It's your call. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you how to make your call. We just have to work together at these things. The radios, I'll say this, I've said it before, that's a must. Our radios need to be working. Whoever doesn't have a radio, whoever's radio's not working, we're walking on one leg. We need to make sure our radios work because that's really our only way of communicating at an emergency scene. So, I mean, I appreciate what you all are doing. Stay safe out there and let's try to work together.
Katarina,
Well,
it's the towers that are.
let me clarify. this.
Katarina?
Let me clarify.
Thank
I'm not telling them how to do their job. I'm not. The only thing is, what I'm asking is, what I'm saying is, think of our safety for us also.
Yes.
And if you ask me for all the information of what color the truck was, the license plates and all that, I'm thinking, and maybe I'm assuming that he's gonna leave, because there were several trucks wait where he was parked. He would have said, okay, I got the information, but I can't make the location. Then that gives me an opportunity to call somebody else. If the way that truck was driving, Sheriff Castañeda and law enforcement, we were bound to have an accident. We were gonna roll over, or he was gonna bump us from behind, and I'm not thinking, and I'm not saying that probably happened, but what if a gun would have been pulled out? Doing these hand gestures outside the door, it tells me that we're in danger. And I understand that the accident is thing, but think of also about the lives of the first responders that are trying to get there. Yeah, y'all are protected because if a car comes in, and sometimes it may not, you can get away. What about the ones that are responding and get knocked out of Now, what's gonna happen? You're gonna say reckless driving. No, somebody made it, at the end of the trucks, it says stays 500 feet away. People don't follow that rule. And and this is the first time I ever actually put a concern to you all. I have never done it, but I feared. For me, it's fine. I'm at my age, but I feared for the life of my firemen that are a younger age, that if one of us survives, what are we gonna tell the citizens? Oh, we rolled over because there was nobody around to take care of the situation. And that's concerning to me. I hate to lose a fireman and a family because of that.
And we totally agree, because we hate to lose any first responder.
And this is the first time I ever addressed an issue here.
Yes, sir, I understand that.
Because most of the time I'm happy with everything that's going. But it is concerning, there's always that one time or two times that somebody's gonna pull a weapon and we're gonna lie there.
Catarina, we've been having them.
Well, we're addressing the judge and I are addressing the Catarina issue with textile. So we're working on that. It's not on cold hands or the back burner projects.
Correct.
We are already addressing that issue. As a matter of fact, in 2 months, they're gonna start construction either by the curb where they left off, or they're gonna start from the county line this way. But I'm trying to see if we can push them to start from where they left off at the curb to the south
In 2 months?
in 2 months. I told you that.
What I'll do is have at least 3 officers over there for accident, 2 to block off and 1 to be.
And like I said, there was 5 troopers, and one of them asked me, "You want us to go take care of it, chief?" I said, "No, the constable's taking care of it."
But
Then don't ask for the information, then next time,
traffic
and
control.
I'll relay it, it's like, it's gonna be useless for
Yes,
me
sir,
to
I
tell
understand.
them.
When he asked for information, he made contact with you, but you're saying it was 7 vehicles back or so.
Yes,
So,
yes.
I'm just saying, he's right here, you made him walk 7,
He's a good driver, sir, he's got a truck right
he
there.
cannot get up in that vehicle because he's already doing the job, sir.
But you don't understand, the traffic is already backed up.
He still can't do that, folks.
Well, that's all right, the next time I'll rely on DPS. Tricks, I mean,
Sure.
We're gonna move on.
Has TechDOT installed any signs of it?
No, we're working with them with text on there, we talked to JD, and they're trying to put a different barrier in there. Thank you, Mr.
Commissioner, in reference to city marshals taking emergency calls, they're mostly during the day, and at night, they're not out. And they can't take a call in Big Wells or Valley Wells, they have to stay within the city limits, so that's why we keep our men back when they're rigging up that accident. Thank you.
3.9, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from Constable 1, Precinct 1, Mr. Alfred Castaneda for the month of September 2024.
Morning.
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 Motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Constable.
Thank you.
3.10, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from Constable Precinct 4, Mr. Jose Galvan for the month of September 2024.
Moved.
I have a motion by Commissioner Noguera.
Second.
Motion, second by, who second? Second by Juan Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.11, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from Dimmit County Golf Course for the month of September 2024.
Good morning.
Morning.
Any questions? Motion by Commissioner Noguera. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Any further discussion?
I'd just like to add the last 2 pages. I did year-to-date for y'all, so y'all could see what we brought in.
Thank you, Ms. Garcia. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.12, discussion of appropriate action. Approval to use personal email to conduct county business due to IT issues at the tax office.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners.
Morning.
This is just for transparency purposes. I was contacted by the vendor that does our tax statements that they hadn't been receiving any of time-sensitive documents. I had been sending them, they just weren't receiving them. So I got with our IT, we tried to see what was going on. We tested it with the vendor, they weren't going through. So I used my own personal email to send the documents and they were received. So the issue has been resolved, but I just wanted to come before the court to let y'all know that I did use my personal email to send those documents to get the statements rolling. So they were mailed out on Thursday.
Is that gonna be a one-time thing?
Yes, yes, because they did fix it. It turned out it was on the vendor's end.
That's
Yeah, so I only sent 2 emails.
Judge. Do we have to put it on there, because then it becomes a public.
Well, I did,
That's why.
I did go to your office to speak to you about it, but you were out. So I did speak to Mr. Gonzalez, so he advised me to put it on the agenda. And to make a work order, which I did, which I think should be attached.
I'm talking about in retrospect, that's why I asked her if it was a one-time, because then we run into the problem that if there's open records request, then they would go into her personal email.
Right.
and
Right.
do
No,
that.
I know.
So I would just,
Only because it was time sensitive
I understand.
and it was with the vendor for the tax statements. That's the only reason why I used it.
I don't think there's any action necessarily that needs to be taken for this, since it's retro, but I would just highly recommend not to, and if we do run into that issue again, maybe perhaps trying to find another email that we can use.
Yeah, and we tried both our, my county issued emails, because I do have 2, and neither one of them worked. So that's when I tried my own personal email, and they received it.
Thank you, Ms. Underwood.
I have the next item too.
3.13, discussion and appropriate action approval for tax assessor Mary Sandoval and Chief Deputy Lizette Perez to attend the 42nd annual BG Young County Tax Assessor Collectors November 19th through the 21st in San Marcos, Texas.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Ms.
Thank you.
Sandoval. 3.14, discussion appropriate action approval for JP Clerk Marina Carmona to attend the Army-based training FTA program October 25th in Austin, Texas. Motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor? Any opposition?
Mom, stay.
We have 3, 4, and we have 2 abstentions, Commissioner Juan Carmona and Alonso Carmona. Motion passes. 3.15, discussion and appropriate action approval for Dimmit County Clerks Maricel Munoz and Vanessa Rosas to attend the 2024 LGS Annual Users Conference November 20th through the 22nd.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.16, discussion and appropriate action. Approval to repair the elevator at the historical courthouse precinct 2.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Odena,
Second.
second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.17, discussion and appropriate action. Approval to hire full-time for courthouse maintenance grounds. Motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Ms. discussion and appropriate action, approval to coordinate with county clerk and county judge's office to advertise and bid on state house road improvements project precinct 3.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Odena, second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.19, discussion and appropriate action, approval to accept the wrap material donated by Kingsbury Construction. Where's the material? Where's the material? On 9th
We
Street.
already carried it, it was,
9th Street, is it?
no, on near Catarina.
Oh, see, four.
Huh?
Oh, my receipts.
Yeah, so there's about three notes over there, 3 big hills that,
So you had to talk to Commissioner Ocasio.
the gentleman approached me, so I mean, that's where he approached me, told me he had cleared it up, so I told him, okay, we'll take it.
Is Kingsbury Construction?
Yeah, that's what I did. I cleared it, they called me, I obeyed.
Not only when they call me, I call the commissioner that is in. I give them that courtesy.
You give the courtesy?
Yes.
Well, I did it because they told me, look, I could have it, and I didn't think I had to get permission from anybody.
No, it's not permission, but even a courtesy.
Or courtesy, or anything else. They tell me, go pick it up, and I'm gonna go pick it up. And it's cleared.
Before he changes his mind, yeah, Commissioner? Before he changes his mind?
Before they change your mind. It's free to the county, so I might as well use it. Besides, I'm going out, to make decisions later on.
It's good for the goose, it's good for the gander.
Yes, sir.
Because it says county of Dimmit, it doesn't say one person, precinct 3, precinct 4, precinct 2, precinct 1, it says Dimmit County. The trucks say Dimmit
Okay,
County,
that's enough.
and then
We
the
know it's the
precinct, so
county.
we'll go pick it up.
We know it's the county.
So do I have a motion to accept that donation?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Odena, second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition?
Aye.
I have one opposition, Alonso Carmona.
And that's because the courtesy, usually the courtesy is not late. The courtesy is.
Thank you, Commissioner. 3.2, discussion and appropriate action, approval to purchase a vulture attachment for the skid steer precinct 4.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Thank you.
second by Commissioner. Just for transparency purposes, Commissioner Noguera has stated it's coming out of her COs. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.21, discussion and appropriate action, approval for sanitation to hire one full-time and one part-time employee, precinct 4.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.22, discussion and appropriate action, approval for road and bridge to hire one part-time employee.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. He made the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Discussion and appropriate action, approval for road and bridge 4 to advertise for concrete slab for a basketball court in precinct 7 for Rizoville.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Odena, second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Discussion and appropriate action, approval for road and bridge 4 to advertise to erect the construction of the basketball court in precinct 7 for Rizoville.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Odena,
Second.
second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.25, discussion and appropriate action, approval for precinct 4 Commissioner Valerie Rubalcaba to attend the 2025 Healthy County Boot Camp in January 29th, 30th through the 31st, 2025.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. 3.2, all in favor, excuse me.
Aye.
Any opposition? 3.26, discussion and appropriate action, approval to amend the policy maximum maturities increase deposit portfolio weighted average maturities to 18 months or less.
Morning, Judge and Commissioners.
Morning.
This is for our investment policy. Right now, we have a policy that all of our total investments, the maturity can't be, the average of the maturities can't be a year. And after doing some further research and looking into the numbers, and with the rates kind of dropping down, it's better for the county to lock in longer term securities. But in order for us to do that, we will need to amend the policy to go out a little bit longer. And I know when I originally put the agenda item, I did put 18 months, but now that I've ran some more numbers, I think it would be better if we do 2 years or less.
24 months.
24 months.
What do we have it right now?
Or 1 year.
So we changed it to 24?
That's
So
what
you're
I'm
requesting-
recommending.
You're requesting or recommending for it to reflect 24 months.
Yes.
I got a motion by Commissioner Rubalcaba, Mr. Garcia, for it to read the average maturity to 24 months or less, please. Got a second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Ortiz.
Thank you.
3.27, discussion and appropriate action, approval for County Auditor Carlos Pereira to attend the County Auditor's Fall Conference, October 14th through the 18th. Motion by Commissioner Rubalcaba.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.28, discussion and appropriate action, approval for County Judge Marta Ponce to attend the Continuing Education Conference, Texas A&M, December 5th through the 6th in Laredo, Texas. Motion by Commissioner Rubalcaba.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Guerra. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.29, discussion and appropriate action, approval for County Judge Marta Ponce to attend the Region South Texas Conference, October 17, 18, San Antonio, Texas.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Rubalcaba, second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.3, discussion and appropriate action, approval for Mirta Hernandez and Julissa Alvarado to attend the County Clerk's Assistance Training Conference, February 12th through 14th, 2025.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Rubalcaba. All in favor?
Aye.
Question, Judge.
Yes, ma'am.
On the county clerks, I know county, we know that county clerk is Mr. Garcia. So is there a reason that says county clerks?
It should read county clerks and it should also read judges clerks, but Ms. Hernandez didn't put that on there. It's on the amendment that's attached to your agenda. 4.1, discussion and appropriate action, approval for Dustin Lopez and Cesar Martinez to attend the K-9 handlers course, October 28th and November the 8th in La Vernia, Texas.
So moved.
I have a question, Sheriff.
Yes,
On
ma'am.
the K-9 handlers, I know that Commissioner Rubalcaba had asked about it last time. I know we lost a K-9 handler.
That's correct.
I think you were gonna get with Mr. Ortiz to see what the payback was or something like that.
Okay, I don't know who has a contract on it, I haven't found a contract. But with Cesar, it's just a annual renewal, and then Dustin actually has a K-9 right now, he does know the commanders, and that's why I'm sending him to get certified.
I don't think, do we have a contract, Mr.?
Y'all approved.
We do.
We do have it approved in Commissioner's Court. I guess Mr. Pereira, or Mr. Ortiz can get that to the sheriff.
Yes.
Cesar is renewed and Dustin is to be added.
Yes, to get certified, Dustin, Cesar just is renewal.
Other questions?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Rubalcaba. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 4.2, discussion and appropriate action, jail status.
Judge,
Yes, sir.
before we start on the jail status, can I ask you here something?
Go ahead.
Sure, are you keeping up with all the, not restrictions, what was it called, Pereira? On the people that are getting that SB 22, that they have to comply with the sheriff about, right? Are you keeping up with them? What?
He is sending us the reports.
For the citations and getting reports,
He's sending us the reports on
Here you
second. The sheriff is sending the citation reports to us.
All right, but are you all keeping up with well, that they are following the protocol?
We're getting it from the reports. So as long as they have citations on
I
those
don't want
entities,
us to come back and try to collect all the money we paid off. Because there are restrictions, right?
they just have to do traffic stops.
Because he's gotta sign off that they are doing what they're supposed to do.
Don't sign off.
Actually,
Huh?
actually it's the county judge, but we're using Commissioner's Court.
Well, all I'm saying is, are we following up with it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, we have to report the compliances.
Yes, this is gotta be.
Yes, but, I was on vacation.
We're not gonna
I know, but if you don't get that, then Commissioner Noguera won't get her stuff, you won't get your stuff, I mean, we can bring it up and remind, it's part of the accountability for each elected official or department head. To make sure you bring these in on time, because I understand you were on vacation, but.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
The padded cell, is it good?
Yes, sir.
No more tear ups on it?
No, sir.
Other questions of Ms.
Motion to approve.
Everything working okay?
Yes, sir, everything's working good.
For the reason I'm asking, Judge, is we had a major water leak was it last week?
Last week, yes, sir.
Over the weekend. We had to send guys, or the crew out there to try to control the pressure to where the
Restrooms
restrooms
and
and the
inmates.
cells were still working because they required a specific amount of pressure for them to operate properly. We moved in on Monday and repaired the leak.
Yeah, because of the sprinkler system, it's 200 pounds per inch.
Other questions? Motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second. Third.
Fourth.
second by Commissioner Odena. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries.
Thank you.
5.1, open discussion and appropriate action, open bids for ambulance services. We have two bids. We're opening bids, Commissioner Juan, for the ambulance services.
So at this time, I will, thank you, I have two bids, one from, Lone Star Ambulance, and we have a second bid from Victory Ambulance Care. I will entertain a motion to accept those bids.
Motion.
Accept to open up those bids, I have a motion by Commissioner Odena. Is there a second?
None.
Did you say yes? Yes.
But the amounts,
It's just to open the bids, we're not gonna award the bid yet. We're not going to, accept the bid, correct? Is that what you said?
You're just gonna accept them today? Yes.
We're not gonna accept the bids yet.
Or you're accepting proposals and then.
Opening the bid.
Right, opening,
yeah,
yeah.
and then,
And award,
The dollar amount,
award later.
where are we awarding it?
So it's, you can
it's on here.
analyze it, see where everybody's.
It says in the agenda, award bids for.
I know, but
So now you're requesting that we table the
Table.
awarding of the bid?
yeah, you have to analyze it and see what you want.
Mr. Pereira, but the item says award.
No, there's two separate items.
It's two separate items.
They're just,
5.1 is discussion and appropriate action
Push.
to open bids for ambulance services.
Right.
And then
5.2, discussion and appropriate action, award bids for ambulance services.
customary,
We always put it in there in case you all want to analyze them a little
but
bit.
customary, we put the amount up.
Oh, we open it.
We open the bids.
Yes.
Where's the amount?
But don't.
No, I'm just asking why we're gonna accept bids without the amount.
No, you're just opening them today. You're not awarding anything.
I understand that customary, we get a price,
I understand that. So,
so we're changing it now?
no,
No, I'm gonna put the amount on the record.
you come back later, and if there's any deficiencies, then you go with, that's when you bring up and you reject or not, and who you accept. Yes, sir. You're not accepting, you're not awarding. You're just opening the bids today. So if there's any deficiencies, that when you come back, you bring them up.
One. Again, it's our meeting. It's on the agenda.
And we always.
Wait,
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, open bids for the ambulance services, and we have the Lone Star Ambulance Service, to include the, county, the bid for the county, the entire county, that includes the city limits. And we have the bid cost service as $100,000 per month for Lone Star Ambulance, which is equivalent of 1.2 million annually. And then we have a bid from Victory Ambulance to include the entire county.
There's two emergent.
Correct, to include services to the entire county, which includes the city limits, and that's $900,000 a year. And then we have a bid from Victory Ambulance Care LLC to provide services only outside of the city, which is just to the county of Dimmit, and that is in the amount of $700,000. So there won't be no action, it's just to open the bids on 5.1. Yes, sir. I'm gonna go to 5.2. On 5.2, discussion appropriate action, award bids for ambulance services. Based on the
I guess, advice or recommendation of the auditor. He's asking this item to be tabled so that so that you can, what, Mr. Pereira, you can,
So we can analyze them.
so he can analyze the bids.
It's not table, it's give you the authority to analyze it and give us a request.
And do it back.
Right, so why are we gonna table it if we already opened the bids and we know what the amount is?
But you're not gonna award today.
What?
You're not gonna award to,
I know, but you're saying table it, keep table, it just said to give you the bid for you and legal and the guys to look over them, not table it. If you would table, then we gotta bring it back and then you're gonna say, let's start it all over again because.
no, we would have to bring it back to have you guys approve based on legal and based on the auditor's recommendation, but
Right, there you go. So we say, we always have said, we're gonna accept the bids, give it to the county auditor for him to review and then recommend. Okay, it's not tabled.
We come back.
There you go, thank you.
I have a question.
go ahead, sir.
I can entertain a question to the services or?
No.
Okay.
That would be your motion. So we have a motion on the table by Commissioner Juan Carmona to authorize the auditor, legal counsel, and the judge to inquire into the bids that were open to wit the Lone Star Ambulance Services and Victory Ambulance Care LLC. For further recommendation to the court to award the actual bid. Do I have a second? Second by Commissioner Odena. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposition?
Aye.
We have one opposition, which is Commissioner Alonso Carmona.
Judge, if I may,
Yes, sir.
back to item 5.1, I would recommend the court for a motion to say open and close bids.
On 5.1,
Yes, ma'am.
I think Commissioner, I had a motion by Commissioner Odena. Are you still having that motion, Commissioner? Yes, I have written on my notes that you have
Open and close bid.
the bid and close of bid. And Commissioner Alonso Carmona, you were.
Yes, ma'am.
You didn't get that? So there was a motion by Commissioner Odena and a second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carried. 5.3 is the claim docket. In the general fund is $3,609,760.25. Dimmit County Golf Course, $9,961.49. Courthouse Security, $2,828.55. Records Management County Clerk, $1,259.12. Utilities, $35,534.19. Rodeo Arena, $10. Stone Garden, $38,040.65. Dimmit County Payroll, $456,330.02. Tax note series 2023, $1,012,985. COs 2017, $9,765.27. COs 2018, $54,898.71. COs 2020, $5,159.91. COs 2022, $679.52 for a grand total of $5,237,212.98.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. There's no executive session matters. I will entertain a motion to recess and adjourn the regular meeting.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. This meeting has ended. The time is 11:49 p.m. Calling the Public Facilities Corporation meeting to order. Mr. Garcia, the time is 11:50. Let the record reflect on 1.2 roll call that all commissioners and judge are present. 1.3 approval of minutes of regular meeting September 16th, 2024, special meeting September 23, 2024. Motion by Commissioner Juan Carlos. Second by Commissioner Urenda. All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. 2.1, discussion of appropriate action, new business.
Judge, the only business would be, I was gonna handle the middle units to come on here now that they're separated, so I have, public facilities that I would, so, I don't know.
I can have her.
The other new business would be that we started the parking lot of the, middle wheel. The roof is finished, you know when you're gonna do the final walkthrough, Peter?
They have there's another item on here for today. There's another item under There's another item here and the additional
There's no other
drainage.
business? No other new business?
No.
So no action for new business. 2.2, discussion, appropriate action, approval for additional bid for drainage, gutter, and downspout for Middle Rio Grande Development Council Anthony Dollar Roof. So, on that particular item, Mr. Pereira, when Commissioner Juan brought in for the roof, that wasn't included?
No, it was not included, and they looked okay, but once they took off the roof, they were pretty bad, and so they basically came back and said that it's better to get them taken care of right now while they're here. Plus, in addition, it'll extend the life.
Every time, we ask for bids, we ask for turnkey, that means they have to provide everything.
I understand that, but they couldn't get it if they hadn't, they would have had to take the roof off to see the gutters. And so it wasn't until after
So how
they
much
did
are
it.
the gutters?
You have your contract there. It's 25,000 for all.
35,000?
25.
25,000?
Yes.
So then the actual job wasn't what, bid it out, correct?
Well, it's still a lot cheaper than, because it was 227, so it's
This is what I
25.
would like,
It's
and I've always
250.
said it. They're always coming up with something that they forgot or something that they didn't do. That used to happen before. I would always raise the same question. Why are we making an adjustment? But anybody that bids on anything ought to do it turnkey. This is what it's gonna cost you to fix that building, and that's it. Now, if they mess up, then they gotta fix it themselves.
No, that's not something that they messed up, and it is optional.
Well,
You do
when
not
we-
have to do it.
No.
So if you don't-
When you ask, let's say for example at your house, I want you to fix everything, right? The roofer goes and checks your gutters also, and he recommends to you, hey, those gutters are bad, do you wanna fix them or not?
But when they take off the roof, they find something that's not there, they come back and they tell you,
No,
do you want to
but
do
the
it or
gutters
not?
are not
No,
on the
that's,
roof.
that's the way it
The gutters are
is.
not on
It's
the-
happened to me
the gutters
too.
are on top of the roof.
No, they weren't, they're inside.
Oh, come on, Billy.
I mean, it's up to you all to accept them or not accept them.
Get back up here.
Come
Get
again?
back up here. Get back up here.
For what?
I got questions, man, Billy. Did we say you could sit down? Okay,
I
go
am sitting
ahead.
down.
Go
I am
ahead,
sitting
go
down.
and sit down. I'll call the judge and let him know.
Please.
I'm
I'll
tired
call
of
him.
this.
I'll call him and
Because
tell him.
I'm tired of your attitude.
No, sir. I do this to help you all, because these are not my responsibilities to start off with. And I've looked for I actually
No, sir.
made sure that we were doing
You
it.
recommended that company. I did not go out for bids. I
Because
did not go out for the bids.
I will refrain from,
It was bidded out.
I understand, but I did not.
Well, don't say you didn't recommend it because it was bidded out. Don't say it was not bidded out.
I didn't say it was not bid. I said I did not put the bids out.
Commissioner,
But it was bidded
I will
out.
refrain from assisting Commissioner's Court in the future. That is not my responsibility.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
As long as we understand each other.
Okay.
Because whenever you make a motion or a deal, I did not say, Commissioner, I did not approve the bid. I said, I did not, because the judge told me and said, why are you asking now for this gutters? Is that not, I said, ma'am, I did not do it.
You said we didn't bid it out.
No, I said, I did not approve the bid. I didn't go out for it myself.
Commissioner,
I'm going to make a comment.
said we did not bid it out.
Well, whatever, but that's not.
No,
Can I make a comment?
Whatever, because we're gonna look bad that we
Yes,
didn't do a
it's
bid.
not, it's
When
not.
Daniel,
Legally.
okay,
I,
when Daniel goes out, he has
Rephrase.
contingencies in there for stuff that they didn't see, they didn't know about, and that's how they take care of that. In contingencies. So we didn't have a contingency, they just said this is what the roof is gonna cost. So, next time, I will make sure that they give, well, no, I'm not gonna help. But what the hell?
Then I will rephrase my deal. I did not mean we didn't bid it out. I said, I did not put up the bids.
We did put it out, but we did request bids from various places. And that was half of what the next one came up at.
Mr. Benitez, right now, does this need to be corrected?
Yes.
It needs to
I'll
be
make a
corrected.
motion to put the gun, no,
To bid.
to put the gun.
To accept the bid.
Yeah, instead of arguing here back and forth, let's clear it.
I second the motion.
I have a motion by Alonso Carmona, second by Commissioner Uranda. Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition?
Aye.
We have one opposition by Commissioner Carmona. Motion carries. 3.1 claim docket, public safety, $104,997.01.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Uranda. All in favor?
Aye.
Any-
Let it reflect that 68,000 is for the roof, not from the public facility. Okay? This is there. Middle reel. For the middle reel.
He's saying for the record to reflect that the 60,000 is for the middle reel. I will entertain a motion to recess and adjourn.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, second by Commissioner Rubalcaba. Second by Commissioner Rubalcaba. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.